Going forward, there should be no one-on-one meeting between this president and Mr. Putin. There needs to be other Americans in the room.
Well, that might be Mark Warner's view of things here, but we should say in a recent Fox News poll, in fact, just out, most Americans disagree with him that this meeting, they say, should go on. 59% of that mind, 33% feel otherwise. Now, of course, this is all before these latest revelations, these indictments against Russian military intelligence operatives who've all been indicted, even though there's very little likelihood they'll be rounded up from Russia and brought here. But nevertheless, that is a big development post that poll. Let's get the read from former Reagan Assistant Press Secretary Mark Weinberg on what he makes all of this. I mean, you just don't cancel a summit, but what do you do, Mark?
You go forward and you make your point, you make it firm, and you look Putin in the eye and say, we know you did it, we caught you, there's going to be consequences, don't do it again.
Now, in the past, the president has said he's gotten assurances from Vladimir Putin, who said he didn't do it, Russians had nothing to do with it, and accepted that at face value. Now it's kind of hard for the president to take that posture now. So where is this going?
Well, there are two issues at play here, really. One is, did the Russians try to influence our election? Clearly they did. Did Trump and his people have anything to do with that? Thus far, no evidence. They need to bifurcate these issues. But the president should go into that summit and look that man in the eye and say, caught you red-handed, don't do it again, and don't even bother to deny it. He needs to be firm and he needs to be straightforward with him.
All right. Now, he has argued even before this that he was the president who, kicked out dozens of Russian operatives who were in this country, especially after the allegations of what had been happening to, British entities who were poisoned or worse. So he has been, and his argument has been much tougher than any other predecessors with the Russians. That's debatable, but that he has nothing to prove on getting tough with Russia. What do you think?
He has something to prove on his rhetoric and talking to and about Putin. They may have thrown out some diplomats, but every time he's asked about Putin, he goes out of his way to praise him or to at least avoid criticizing him. It's now time for him to say what needs to be said to and about Putin.
So if he doesn't do that, if they have a friendly exchange, let's say Vladimir Putin says, I don't know anything about this. I don't know where you got this. There's no truth to this. It's a he said thing, right?
Right. I mean, at some point, they do have to move on. But if that's what Putin says to him, the president should say, I don't believe you. We both know better. And there's evidence to prove it. So let's not pretend.
Well, then would he walk away, or should he walk away from something? Yeah, your old boss, Ronald Reagan, famously walked away at Reagan on more substantive matters, I should stress, but he did walk away. They obviously got together again and secured the agreement that robbed them in Reykjavik, but that's a slippery slope right there.
Well, he can have a stern conversation. He's clearly not afraid to do that. Donald Trump doesn't mince words.
Yeah, but he seems to be afraid and holds back his words when it comes to Putin.
Yes, and that's what makes people curious about the whole Russia thing, the unwillingness to criticize him. But now it's time, and he has a chance to do this. This is not a reunion among friends that's taking place in Helsinki. This is two competitors, to use the president's words, and I would say even adversaries who should recognize that about each other.
What did you make of that, the president saying we're not enemies, not adversaries, we're competitors? He drew that distinction.
Well, everybody,
what did Ronald Reagan consider Gorbachev?
A friendly adversary and somebody with whom he could do business. He sized him up, and he thought this was somebody with whom he could do business. Doing business meant reducing nuclear weapons, and that's what they did. He had no illusions about him, but in the end, he came to actually like him. But that came over time, after many meetings. Trump and Putin haven't had that kind of relationship.
But you would still make sure the meeting goes on.
Absolutely.
It's up to either or both to decide whether they want to walk out on it in the middle, but that they should first get together.
They should get together. You always talk to people, not about them.
That's good. Well, that would never work in my household. But, Mark, it's always good to see you. Mark Weinberg, best-selling author, a good read of history and of Ronald Reagan and of history that could be repeating itself in different ways.